I'm literally sitting behind the bench and I watch Mike and Terry Cummins come over to the bench. I'm 14. There's a long line outside, like the taste line, pulling up in the squad car and getting out of the car and walking to the front door while everybody's doing like this. The coaches and the girls catch me coming in the door. Chuck, I need you to run my camp. I need you to do the camp. The guy who can do it. Now, mind you, I had never, ever ran or directed a camp in my life at that time. Now, mind you, I had never done this before. I don't know how I knew that, but I just did it. That's where the name Coach Chuck came from.
So that was like your intro?
That was really like my real intro. The principal was coming down the hallway. He saw that action, how that structure was put into play, called me downstairs at the end of the day and was like, I gotta get you out of the classroom. 2 days later, called downstairs, Neely, I'm gonna need you, Neely, could you come down to my office? I'm gonna need you to sign this. Took me off the kid, be my new assistant dean.
Wow.
Just like that.
My name is Howard Little, and I'm here with Chuck Neely, and this is SOAR Unscripted. Chuck, so you're here with SOAR, Chicago native. We've been literally working together for about 10 years now.
Yes, we have.
I've been with, multiple organizations, companies, and now I'm here at SOAR, and obviously just wanted to connect with you on different levels on just the game of basketball. And one of the biggest things that we do at SOAR is just, we're huge on community.
Absolutely.
And once community came in, I was like, I got to get my guy Chuck in here and talk about him. But then also too, definitely want to talk about Chicago basketball. So just wanted to kind of like get your journey on how you were able to navigate through the city of Chicago and leading back to all the stuff that you do for the city of Chicago from a youth perspective.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Like you said, man, we've been working together for quite some time. I had the pleasure of meeting you years ago in the basketball world and us connecting the way we have. And the game of basketball is what brought us together. Here we are, fast forward. So, well, basically, just go back to my upbringing and what I've done here in Chicago. What I've been a part of here, blessed to be a part of here in Chicago. I grew up, born and raised here in Chicago, in the Inglewood community, 64th and Greenwood. Came in, went to Wadsworth Elementary School, went to transitioned over there to Harper High School. Where I played with a guy by the name of Melvin Foster. Where I played with him. He was one of our top prime guys coming out back in the day. He was one of the ones that actually introduced me to the game from a playing perspective. Prior to that, being on Greenwood, I was just running around and playing in the neighborhood and playing in the monkey bars and stuff like that. And it was a different time back then. Picked up the game. Played the game with the Harper, played with Melvin, played City. Played high school ball with him, JV and varsity. Pretty decent high school basketball player, if we want to say. I don't ever really talk about my high school upbringing, but I was okay.
So I've never seen you even put up a jump shot.
It's so funny you say that. It's so funny. That lets me know how old I am. It's funny because my daughter said the same thing. Daddy, you used to play? I'm like, yeah, I really Daddy used to play a little bit.
I see you dribble around, you got your whistle, but I'm like, I've never seen Chuck throw up a jump shot before.
So it's just show you how the times, just coming up. So it's funny because, from Harper to actually I played a little junior college ball as well. Went to Northern Illinois University out of Harper High School.
Okay.
Went there. Had planned on walking on there. No scholarships or anything like that. I planned on walking on there and actually connected with a good friend of mine, who's one of my best friends now, by the name of Donald Whiteside, who actually played college ball there. He's from the Inglewood community. He was probably one of the first pros that I actually that I ended up running into. Now we're talking like 87. 87-ish. But prior to meeting Don, just to give you a little history, I am also the relative and cousin of Tim Hardaway Sr. So he's my cousin through my Uncle Benny and the family. But we'll get to that part in a little while. So but go to Northern. Donald connected with him going down in NIU. But I only stayed for a year because my mom ended up getting sick. She came down with MS, and I ended up I had to come home because the home was kind of like tearing up. I have a sister with Julian, so I had to come home to attend to her to help with her sickness and help with her and my stepdad, who also kept me around the game as well. And so I came home with her, and then came home. Mom said, well, you're going to have to figure out what you want to do as far as, I don't mind you stay home, take care of me. We're going to figure out what you want to do. So that's what made me go to junior college and went to Olive Harvey and played for the coach by the name of James Troywick. a strong, positive black male in my life at the time. Kept us on the straight and narrow. He had consequences for everything you did. It was a match. I was just used to that discipline. I'm always been under discipline and structure and things of that nature. So I transitioned that, going to doing that. Come home, go to Olive Harvey, play there. Ended up going to the regionals in my second year with the team we had there at Olive Harvey. Did pretty good as well, to double digits or whatever, list this or whatever. I wasn't a starter, but it's so funny because I wasn't a starter at the time. But I got starters minutes, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
kind of like
start with getting
kind of like the
40-minute game, you get 36.
Yeah. So that type of thing. And it was a great time. I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing. Ended up coming out there. It's so funny because and the oddball, let's show you how God don't make mistakes. So I come out of Olive Harvey, graduate associate's degree, have my associate's degree doing that. Come out of there, do that. Go back to the school for the summer to do back then it was called the NYSP's National Youth Sports Program Summer Camp. So through a connection with another young lady I knew that worked for the Park District at the time, it was sponsored by the Park District. Olive Harvey was the site. We did the camp up there. So I get there that morning to be a part of, just looking to be a coach of the camp, right? Come to find out, the gentleman who was supposed to be running the camp had an emergency and he could not do it. So you got over 150 kids in the gym with coaches, and the girl catch me coming in the door. Chuck, I need you to run my camp. I need you to do the camp. The guy he can do it. Now, mind you, I had never, ever ran or directed a camp in my life at that time. But again, like I tell you, it's amazing how God just puts you in places to be able to, like he has a plan for you or whatever it is. So I go there, I do the camp, I assigned the coaches to each team, so divided the teams up, got the coaches, each one's on these teams, gave all the coaches and team names. Now, mind you, I'd never done this before. I don't even know what it came from him. That's what I say. It came from, so I did it just again, but I've come from order and discipline and structure. So it was almost like being in that realm, and I know what a gym was supposed to look like.
Yep.
Mind you, we're talking elementary school kids. So I see that, I do that, and place the kids where they're supposed to go. We did some rotations, we did some drills. That I already knew. I don't know how I knew that, but I just did it.
It's just basketball.
So we did that. We go with that, and 10 minutes, and before you know it, the end of the camp, I get Coach of the Week, if you want to say, for the camp.
Okay.
That's where the name Coach Chuck came from actually.
So that was like your intro.
That was really like my real intro to Coach Chuck and being Coach of the Week, and I've been doing that ever since that day. Like
And
I said,
what year was that?
80, what was that?
You hit 80?
89.
89.
So I graduated in 88. Go to Northern, come home. I actually might have been in like 90, 92.
Okay.
It been like 90, 92, somewhere around up in there.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
So around up in that time, because I'm gonna say 90, 91. Yeah, so I come back, do that, and I did that, and I had been working camps, mind you, transition that part into my Uncle Benny.
Yep.
Who runs a organization called the Support Group, who's been doing major things and big things around the city for years. Him and Tim Hardaway cousin are both co-founder and co-founders of the organization. Tim, one of his last camps that he had here in Chicago at the time, he had been doing camps. We used to do camps at UIC, and transition that over into what I was doing with those guys with my family, and knowing how to run and do camps and be direct and just knowing how a structure of a gym is supposed to look. Now, mind you, I was just assisting with those guys, helping out how to go, but I know how it goes. And Uncle Benny put that in my hands and had me do that. And mind you, and I've always used that as attach myself to different things, even with working with you, as far as being able to get kids, because I've always wanted to be able to open up doors for other kids.
Yep.
It's never been, it's funny because I always say it's never been about the name on the shirt for me, like Coach Chuck or anything. Like, so I've done every pro camp here in the city, if you want to make sense, from Tim Hardaway, every pro, Corey Maggette, Michael Finley, Juwan Howard, Bobby Simmons, Corey Maggette, Sean Marion, Dwayne Wade, and even more currently now, Derrick Rose. So I've been doing camps around the city for years with different with all the pros and doing what they do, and basically just knowing how to run and knowing how structured in the gym should be with kids. And because if not, it can get out of control and get totally chaos. But also when you're hiring your staff, you have to make sure you're putting guys in play to know what they're doing.
Yeah, no. I mean, without a doubt. Every time I said, like, I was done running camps, like I said, we ran it back with,
Yes.
KD.
Yes, KD. We
ran
did
it back with Anthony Davis, AD, KD. So we had both of them. I mean, these are big time professional athletes, and putting this responsibility, into your hands, because their name is on the front
names
flyer.
on the shirt. That's right.
It's right there.
Shirt. Yep.
It's right there. And so, I think that speaks a lot when people are being able to trust you into making sure that this camp is ran well when it comes to connecting with the kids on and off the court. Just giving them like the small detailed things and just getting them better.
Yes.
And also too, just getting them in a safe place just to play the game of basketball. Yes. I think that was always one of the most important things, because these camps usually happen in the summertime. Summertime, you know how Chicago is, hot, everyone's outside.
Yes.
To where it's like, how do we get a situation where we're getting these kids a safe access to play the game of basketball, but just being active? And I think that's just one of the things that you've done just tremendously well in your years. I mean, you said 92, that's almost, it's like 20, 23, 24 years or so. So I'm like, man, you've become an expert, and you can go around the city and say, Chuck, everyone's like, oh, Coach Chuck, like, yeah, oh yeah, he's my guy.
I appreciate
that. Everyone knows that. So that's always been a great thing. I wanted to just talk about a little about Chicago basketball. So you've named all the greats pretty much, and I'm technically still the youngster of the crew, but I'm a little bit up there when it comes to age, when it comes to the game of basketball, and I've got my stories. But the best thing about Chicago basketball is what they talk about is just the gyms in Chicago basketball. Yes. Talk about, I mean, my gyms were Fernwood, Jackson Park.
Yes.
Did a little bit with Washington with Mr. Parker, because he did all his little camps there.
Sonny's there. Yes, absolutely. Legend.
So, legend. And so I remember doing some, and he used to do free workworkouts.
Yes,
like,
yes.
I was like, he's like, yo, come on. I was like, my dad was like, go ahead, man.
And that's what I love about it. And
But one of the ones I wanted to bring up is Foster Park. Foster Park was just a legendary park that everybody knew in Chicago. And it wasn't one of those parks to where you could just, and we're talking indoor.
Yes.
It wasn't one of those places where you could just come and play.
No. So so my Foster Park roots go a little deeper than that, because I'll go to where that actually started with me, someone who grew up on the east side of Chicago. My kid's mom, whose mother stayed over there at the town on Aberdeen. And so, between Damon and Racine, there's Aberdeen over there going west. So I can literally remember when his mom and I were together, we ended up moving in the hundreds and going out south to stay. But I can remember the kids, Jelani and them getting out of school, because he went to, before Benjamin Mays, he went to Paul Cuffey. And I can remember him leaving and going home, and they would go home and they would just be in the house. Most kids go home and come outside and play.
Yeah.
But in that neighborhood, he didn't do that. So I was like, hey, you know what? We got to get, Jay and them got to spend some time around Foster Park in the neighborhood with Granny, going to Granny's house and being over there, having some time over there. So the roots there, because just from the environment and what that was and how the power and the impact that Foster Park had at that time. Now that's just from a outside playing as a kid part. So then you transition that over into me playing at the park and being allowed to play. Now mind you, I used to, like I said, Tim Hardaway is my cousin. Tim used to roll with Ricky Green, who's also a legend here in Chicago. And Ricky and Tim used to let me tag along with them. As a 13, 14-year-old kid. And I can even go as far back as you talked about the pro-am at Chicago State. That's how far I'll go back to the pro-ams in Chicago State.
That's Mike days.
So I'm gonna get back to the Foster Park part. but I had to share the legend of Michael Jordan being and coming to Chicago, man. It's like his impact at that time was absolutely different, man. I tell anybody, when I talk about MJ, I don't talk about MJ. Now, mind you, Gilbert Arenas was the first one to say it because he had the platform to say it. But I'm going to say, because I was said it before him. The Jordan from 84 to 88, 89, when the logo was created, well, the wings first and then the logo.
Yep.
That's a completely different Jordan from the championship, Mike. And I stand on that. I'm gonna go to my grave saying that. If you just look at the footage and see how his movements, he did not move like nobody else. He didn't. It just didn't. So his impact. So then you fast forward that to Chicago State, watching them play. Shout out to my man Chucky Vision, because Chucky Vision still has some footage.
He's got some gems.
That day that Mike came, that footage that he has. Hey man, that is a powerful day, man. That was like Mike really introducing himself to Chicago after playing his rookie season.
Yep.
So he came in that time. Now mind you, I'm 14 years old. I'm 14 going to the game. Now stepdad was a police officer. I go to the game. There's a long line outside with like the taste line, and I'm in a squad car police officer pulling up in a squad car and getting out of the car and walking to the front door while everybody's doing like this. Who is that? Walk in, step over, get in. Now when I get in there, I go in there and I'm in the game. I'm literally sitting behind the bench of Playboy, that black jersey that he has on. I'm sitting behind the bench, the old Chicago State. Timeout is called, and I watch Mike and Terry Cummins come over to the bench. And I swear to God, to this day, Rasheed Wallace just said something about grown man strength, and he was referenced to Terry Cummins that time. I mean, I'm seeing that footage. But I seen, at that time, as a 14-year-old kid about this size right here, I'm looking at Terry, and I literally thought he was the largest human being I'd ever seen in my life. I was just sitting there. What? He's a giant. That's a real giant.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that, watching that, and I could just remember the energy in the gym at the time. We're talking like 80, 85. I'm looking at the energy in the gym at the time. It's jam packed. It's sweating in there. No air conditioning, no anyway. It's jam packed in there. All the pros are in there. Ricky Green, Wes Matthews, guy by the name of Captain Video. All these Chicago legends. Carl was playing. Tony McCoy was playing. All these guys was playing. Pete Myers was playing. Randy Brown was playing. These are the guys that I came up with. You know what I'm saying? Watching all these guys play at the time, during this time, and they're all on the floor with the Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan was basically just letting all those Chicago guys know, man, I'm here, dude. It's a wrap for you dudes. We are not the same.
Yeah, we are not the same. Do not put us in the same category.
And it is so crazy because I tell people all the time, man, how MJ would look at, he sat in front of a camera like this on one of his tapes and was like, when I get the ball, there's literally you're at mercy of whatever I want to do. Now, mind you, he said that only his third year in the league. Third year. Wasn't no comeback. Wasn't nobody but Thomas. So, well, who did this guy think he? That's what it was. You knew it. And if you wanted some smoke, come on and come get it.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote.
Man, that's just what it was, man. So, but fast forward. I'm sorry. If you fast forward that and you go back to the Foster Bar day. So Mike plays. He does what he does in the NBA. Retires. Comes back. Get some time on his hands. So Mike, as you know, people don't even know this, Michael Jordan had a love of the game clause in his contract, man. And you know, working for the brand, you know how it goes. He had a love of the game clause. That meant that he can go and play anywhere he wanted to play at any time. Anytime in Chicago. Man, Michael pull up to Foster Park, man, and just come up there and just be in his car. Shout out to Eddie Chapman. Eddie Chapman was his man. Eddie would come in. Eddie, police officer, another police officer. That's the security. Charles Oakley, I actually played in high school with one of Charles Oakley's relatives. He's a year younger than me, but that's what we call him, Oak. I remember him coming through at school with the Chicago Bulls crew neck shooting shirt with Oak on the back. He wore it was almost just made just like our Harper uniforms at the time. So it was like, that was like his shooting shirt for the day. That's our mess. But Oak would be there with him. You know, Oak was always been Carl and Oak and all those guys. Mind you, I'm a kid. I'm seeing all of this at that time and watching MJ being able to come to the gym. Now the Foster Park times of playing up there when I was allowed to play and come up there playing. Now imagine we had Friday night Foster Parks and you had Saturday morning Foster Parks. Now just truth be told, just so we're clear for footage, I only seen Mike one time up there myself. Myself playing up there. Now mind you, my most regular open run sets was more with Antoine Walker at Fernwood.
Yep.
And I also played at LeClaire Courts. LeClaire Courts was out west. It was on the west side, out west, where there was one way in and one way out. That was when I, at LeClaire, it was Pete Myers, Randy Brown, Tony Brown, Sam Mack, Sherelle Ford, Donnie Boyce, Michael Finley. Those are your pros. It was a real pro set. My man Donald Whiteside. I actually took Donald up there to play. I took my man Keith Stallings up there to play one day. It was just a unbelievable atmosphere for Chicago basketball. Never no disrespect. Homage to Tony Carl Harris, Tony McCoy, Kevin Garnett. They were all up there at the time. These are all the guys that came to Chicago to come play and go play open gyms up there at LeClaire. Then once LeClaire got shut, then that's when Foster Park became what LeClaire was. If that makes sense. And everything came to the south side, and you had all those same runs. Bobby Simmons, Sean Marion. All those guys are coming to Foster Park and play get it going up there at Foster Park. It's just a legendary park, man. Elston Harris, shout out to Elston Harris. So the Sets was ran by a guy by the name of Elston Harris, who I also played back in the Pro-Am days when he played back when Carlton was playing. Now imagine all these guys are a little older than I am. So that, like I said, I watched these guys come and watch these guys like run the Pro-Ams around the city at the time. Winning championships. Sko Hayes. Sko Hayes is another Chicago guy. There was like a baby. I call him. It's so funny because he's like a baby Kevin Durant at the time. Like you had, and they call him Sko because he can Sko. His actual, you have to double team him. Paying homage to one of my other guys, Big Doug Johnson, and my man Smooth, Brian Houston Smooth. These are all Chicago basketball legends here in Chicago that I pay homage to those guys and watch those guys play as me coming up. Big Doug, I talk about. So Doug Johnson won. He's also the nephew of Mickey Johnson, and he plays for the Chicago Bulls, and Linton Johnson that also played for the Chicago Bulls as well.
Okay.
The Johnson family. And Mickey was just at my Uncle Benny's ribbon cutting last week too. But Doug Johnson was absolutely something. So imagine someone about 6'4", 6'5", Barkley height with a stomach. But when he gets you in the block and the post, you are literally at his mercy. There's nothing you can do. There was if you don't, you're not gonna block it. And if you do block it, or 9 times out of it's gonna be a foul. Back then, body contact was fouls. Everything was fouls. Body contact was foul. Fouls, everything. He won the 1995 Summer League Pro-Am MVP that year, and it was at an IIT. So I can remember when the Pro-Am was at. So here's what the Pro-Ams were in Chicago. Chicago State.
Oh yeah.
The old Chicago State.
Yep.
Then you go from the old Chicago State to
It's still there.
De La Salle. Yes, it's still there. Yeah, we take the kids on the campus from De La Salle. Old Chicago State, De La Salle. So here's what's so crazy about that De La Salle time. The De La Salle time, I would never forget. I'm getting out the car at the same time as Jason Kidd and Grant Hill are both walking to the door at the same time. I'm walking to the door, about to get ready to go in.
Different times.
They're coming through the park, like racing to the door, trying to go watch the same games that everybody else is trying to watch there in Chicago. It was just a different time. You're packed. I would never forget. Kevin Garnett came into that same gym right when he was about to make his decision to go to. Where he was going to make a decision to go pro or go to college.
Yeah.
It was so packed. And I remember him coming through the door, walking in, and he sat down. So you're my buddy Mike, and this is me. He said, "Hey, let me get that spot right there, dog." And he sat right here and sat up between us, and he was like, "Yeah, they don't think I'm gonna be ready, man. Yeah, they don't think I'm gonna be ready. They don't think I'm finna show them I'm finna be ready." Now, mind you, he has a game that day. He's about to play, and the guy that he's about to play against is a big 7-foot dude. We called him Big Drago at the time. He used to play for Northwestern, Illinois, Northwestern. But Magic Garnett's a kid. This guy's a real grown man, man. Man, when I tell you Garnett was hooping and he literally got a dunk on Big Drago that you literally thought somebody shot a gun off in the gym, the way the gym erupted after he dunked on him. It was like a body that body blew. It was like an explosion. And the gym, everybody just started running. Randy Brown, I just have an image of him just run across the court just like somebody shot a gun. It was like, whoa. It took almost 10 to 15 minutes to get the building back right. Like everybody was everywhere because of what Kevin got out there did. It's just crazy. Just like again, Chicago energy, Chicago time. It was just huge. And Garnett, he got all the energy in the world. He was running Wolf. Hey, they think I'm not ready. They think I'm not ready. I told them I was gonna be ready. I told you. He pointing over there at us. I told you. I told you. Like, yeah, I got it. But yeah, man, it's the time here in Chicago, man. Chicago basketball, man. I wouldn't trade that time for nothing in the world, man. Now we hear about the New York sitting in the barrels and the bays where they go playing and all that stuff. And no, all love to all of
course.
that, to all of that. That's when now if I had to pick, that would be a time that I wish I could close myself and go, you know what, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna spend it and then I'm gonna come meet back up and see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good time, man. Chicago was a good time for sure.
No, always, man. I've always, like I said, being a basketball player myself and kind of transitioning and hearing the stories like that. It's not the same.
It's
not the same.
It's not,
and it's just like, you're trying to feel like, I wish I was back in that era. Like I came in on the era, good basketball.
Yes.
John Shire, Sharon Collins.
Yes.
We had some solid basketball players that played at some big time schools who made some great careers after their
big
collegiate
shout out to
year.
those guys. Big shout out to those guys. Yeah.
So yeah, man, just like basketball, it's just again, Chicago basketball has always been just one of those things to where I don't think we've ever been looked as like, the little brother at all. Like everybody's always trying to come at Chicago. New York,
yes.
You never see LA versus New York.
No.
You never see, LA and LA. It's always New York versus Chicago.
Yes.
LA versus Chicago.
Yeah.
So they're always coming to try to get us.
Yes, big
time.
Because
we've got that grit, man. We have that grit to where one of the things that I'm seeing now, which I love, is the game of basketball is now being played outside.
Yes,
a little bit more.
It is a little more. It's slowly going back to that.
Yeah,
it is
to where it's just like, okay, let's just get out, roll the ball out, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3, whatever it is. But we're not worried about, oh yeah, my knees are gonna hurt. Like, oh no, it's just like the number one thing I think about with Chicago basketball is if we get into an argument, it's play me 1-on-1.
Yeah,
you think you beat me? All right. Play me 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Sometimes people get saucy and put 20 on. Like, put 100 on. Oh, where these kids getting this money from, right?
Right. It's so funny because, hey, listen, one of our most celebrated, Derrick Rose, just told a story about how he used to play 1-on-1s to keep the.
You got to.
He used to do that. And not just one, don't get me wrong, 1-on-1s have been going on for years.
Oh,
like
for sure.
Every time. But it's just seeing, with social media and things like that and being able to sit down and tell their stories, you just didn't hear about them.
Oh,
but
now if you lose, it's going across the world.
Oh my God. Yeah. I used to get phone calls. So we had certain local guys here in Chicago that used to play 1-on-1s. And I hope I'm not saying too much here, but I can remember one of my good friends, Ronald Chin Coleman, who's a college coach now. I can remember getting a phone call in the middle of the night about him matching up with another Chicago guy at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning at a park district, and the guys was betting like 10 bands on them.
Oh wow!
And they, man, get up to the park to go watch him play. I remember that. I remember getting out my bed to go ride up to the park to go watch that game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it was good. It was just to show you how that energy was. Yeah.
So take me back, I guess. What would be kind of like? I mean, you just threw out a ton of gems. Like, what's kind of like your fondest memory from that basketball era that you're like, you know what? Like, that's the one that, if I'm in the room with, 5, 10 legends, I'm telling this story about Chicago basketball.
So it's funny you say that. Again, and I was there. So I guess it was kind of like all in the same gym in a sense, but I can remember there's a legendary game here. Like I said, I'm related to Tim Hardaway, it's my cousin. So I can remember a legendary game here with him and another local guy by the name of Brian Leach. The BB road runner guy, probably about my size, soaking wet by 140, 150. But he was a trickster with the ball. He was lightning quick. He was 2 steps ahead of you as far as thinking the game. And I can remember a game in Chicago at Kennedy King, old Kennedy King College, where him and Tim played a 5-on-5 game, and they came down, man, and they were shooting the cover off the ball, man. They were like, I mean, it was like the biggest guard matchup at the time that you ever wanted to see, because everybody wanted to see Tim and Leach, and Tim and Leach were like really good friends at the time too. So they were just there to like really put on a show, and that's what it was. It was like, Chicago's like guard driven. We're like
For
guard
sure.
driven.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like guards, like, and those are two of our most celebrated guards at the time. And Tim was who he was, but Leach was actually locally he was that dude, and everybody knew it, and that's what it was, and that's who he was, and his presence and the way he played the game was huge. So I could tell a story about, that's one of my fondest memories of a game that I seen with my own eyes playing. And I told this story too about one of my most proudest moments and memories was when one of my best friends, which was Donald Whiteside, he ended up, I told you, he saw Donald with the Northern, got drafted by the Toronto Raptors. He won the '96 MVP, Summer League Premier MVP, seen by Isaiah Thomas, another local guy, one of Isaiah Thomas's buddy also. But Donald was being represented by a guy by the name of Willie Scott, who was also a good friend of Isaiah's at the time. Willie Scott was a legend here in Chicago, played at Ball State with a guy by the name of Donald Reese. And Donald Reese is one of Tim's good friends too. He's actually the pawpaw, the great pawpaw to Blood Derrick Rose right now. But I go back to that. So being as Kennedy King, so imagine being the Kennedy King one day. And Donald and I sitting in the stands, we watching the game. Nick Anderson was about to play. It was a little huge game that day. And Pryor used to coach at Chicago State. Rick Pryor, they used to coach at Chicago State back in the day. He has a nephew and a grandson now that's playing college ball right now. They're huge with the Pryors, and their granddad actually coached that team at Chicago State that I was telling you about. I'm gonna show you a picture of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you a photo. I have a photo of that. I'm gonna share with you that. So their grandpa coached that team, and Jordan played with his granddad. Long story short, Pryor comes in. Donald and I sitting in the stands. Pryor he said, "What up, Chuck? What's going on? What up, Donald? Donald, you not playing?" Now, mind you, Donald at the time, we don't know how to get on the team. Donald wants to play the whole night. You're not playing? Mm-hmm. No, I ain't gonna. You want to play? Put him out the stands. And for that day, we have always kept gear in our car ever since that. But Donald went out there in a pair of khaki shorts and a pair of K-Swiss mid-top shoes and actually played the game. Played with Nick Anderson that day. Actually threw a lob to Nick in the hole and said the gym row and everything. But I tell you, it's so funny because Pryor worked at camp came over to my gym for Benny's event 2 years ago. And I was telling the guys about how, man, Pryor, I remember you, man, opening up that door for Donald, man, to playing that program that day at the Kennedy King. That was his first game ever. And he took that fuse that you lived for him and ended up 3 years later getting MVP of the camp.
Wow.
MVP of the program.
Opportunity.
You know what I'm saying? Opportunity, yeah. Yeah. And he was like, he damn near teared up right there when I told him. I was like, man, I will never forget that. I'm sitting right there. I'm watching you tell him that. I'm watching you tell him, come play. I said, yeah. He said, man, Chuck, you remember that? I said, yeah, I remember that. I was right there. So I didn't know you was sitting there. I said, yes, you did. You spoke to me. You gonna remember? Yeah.
So now you're at Diet High School.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
South Side.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
51st.
51st in St. Lawrence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You've done all this community stuff. Mm-hmm. I've known you for years. You've been at different middle schools, and now you're at the high school level. Mm-hmm. More responsibilities.
Yes.
You're dealing with, a whole different type of human being.
I am.
At the high school level.
Yes.
Different types of kids, responsibilities, you don't know where they're coming from, but you're adapting to every single kid. And when I went to Diet, everyone knew, oh, that's Coach Chuck. The kids don't even play any sport. That's Coach Chuck. They just call you as Coach Chuck, which is really cool to see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But just how have you been able to transition into now this role at the high school level, knowing that probably the responsibilities are a lot higher, because after high school, these kids are going really into the world. If not already in the real world right now, but after that, you're hands off. Like what's been like your key role in that particular position that you're in right now?
Just get good little backstory going up before I got there. I was the dean of students, so I did elementary. So first of all, I was brought into Chicago Public Schools by my good friend I talked about, Chin Ronald Coleman, who was working for CPS at the time. We were at a gym somewhere playing around, and he ended up asking me about, because at the time his job was to recruit for CPS, and he was a recruiter. So he asked me, knew about the stuff I did with camps and with kids, and at the time he said, "Man, Chucky, you'll be great for this role, man. You'll be great, man. I can get you in. I can get you in." So he ended up pulling me in, getting me in. At the time, my role was a paraprofessional, which is a SECA or TA, where you work either in the classroom setting as a TA, helping out the teacher, or as a SECA, special education classroom attendant, where they attach you to a kid and you're with that kid all the time and making sure that his day or whatever your needs are for him. So I did that, and I was able to do that elementary at all the schools I've been at. Fast forward, you get over to Beasley, the historic Beasley Elementary School, right? So I remember getting a phone call from the principal at the time, who was going over to do an interview, and he ended up doing the interview. But show you how God works, I was calling him to let him know about a friend of mine who may need a spot going into the next year. He says to me, "Neely, I just interviewed for the Beasley position, and I think I'm about to get it. I'm going to need you, Darian, you call him. I'm going to need all y'all to come over with me and help me get Beasley together, because I went through there and I did a walk through there, and it's an absolute zoo over there at the time." He said he just, his visit and walkthrough with it was like crazy. So I had already worked with him at a previous school, so there's a little history. Like I said, I'm fast forwarding, trying to talk too long. But I was like, okay, well, cool. So like, well, let me get everybody on the phone. I called everybody on the phone, got everybody on the phone. Raider said he just got busy. I'm going. I'm on board. I'm going to tell my school I'm not going back right now. I'll be over there with busy. So I think like to Parker, the guy, he was like, I was like, what you gonna do? He was like, done. Let's go. So go over to Beasley, get over there. First week in the building, used to call us the neighborhood watch and all that stuff. So, mind you, I go over there as a paraprofessional. I'm in the hallway with my kid doing a bathroom transition. Two subs in the building are taking the kids to the bathrooms, and the absolute hallways are a zoo. Man, me and Mr. Parker, I step away from my kid and step in there. Hell, bubbles, squares, everybody. Zero. Level 0 in the hallway. Principal's coming down the hallway, and he sees that. Now, mind you, I'm only at the bathroom with my kid at the time, giving him a break. He saw that action and how that structure was put into play, called me downstairs at the end of the day and was like, "I got to get you out of the classroom, bro. I need you in my hallways. I got to get you out the hallways. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a call in. I got to get you out of the hallway." Now, mind you, I'm doing that with the lead dean at the time, which was Mr. Parker. Him and I both did it. But I'm a paraprofessional. 2 days later, call downstairs. "Neely, I'm going to need you. Neely, could you come down to my office? I'm going to need you to sign it." Took me off the kid. "You're my new assistant dean."
Wow.
Just like that. Just like, boom, put me in there, boom. Had me an office set up, got my office set up. So we had 2 floors in Beasley, rotate downstairs, upstairs, put it in the newsletter. "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Neely is going to be now working with Mr. Parker alongside Mr. Parker. He's now our assistant dean. Any support that you guys may need from him and Mr. Parker, see the both of them." Just like that. That was just like that. Unexpected, completely unexpected. That's not what I would over there do. I mean, we would go, of course, we took the male presence in the building, and one of our presidents, that's what he did, but all that. But that transition right there from that role, that's what catapulted that into what it did. So we go in there, we do that. Level 1 school, get the attendance up. I bring programming into the school. My first week in Beasley, I brought Nike to the school because of you at the time, and you actually came and did one of my.
Oh yeah,
did my Beasley Boys lock-in.
That's right.
There had never been a Beasley Boys lock-in at the school, so that's where we bring the kids in, male bonding overnight, the whole nine. You was my guest speaker that day.
I do remember that. I do remember that
day. But my first week in the school, you, I believe, had Portland in town, and you guys came and did remember how you guys used to come and do the shoes? You
You
guys
did a
came in
checkout.
and brought the shoes, and you sit the kids in there and get us. Hey, what do you guys think of this? Should we change this color? Should we put this right? Man, that was huge. That was absolutely huge. The builder was on buzz for that, just for
Yeah.
that had never been brought to that school before like that. So the principal appreciated that. That was a resource that I was able to bring. So fast forward that to 8 years of doing that, come out of there. Again, I'm a very resourceful guy. I talk about how much resources that I have and being able to do that. So I'm doing a summer program over at Beasley, Uncle Benny. We do the summer program. He pulls me, the last day of the program, he comes to me and says, hey, we need to talk real quick. We need to talk. What's going on? Remember I was talking to you about possibly going to high school, possibly taking another position, but you took another position, but the only drawback is you had to go to high school. I was like, what? Go where? Now, mind you, I never did high school. I've been in elementary my entire life. So I pretty much had to step out on faith and do it. But he was like, then he showed me what it is. And the way it was set up is the programming that and stuff that he does is now targeting high school kids.
Okay.
Whereas it still targets 8th grade, but he has more programming going towards high school kids. So now I step into the role over there with the principal. She needed somebody to Dory Butler. She's a phenomenal principal at the time. She brings me in. Brings me in as the student, family liaison, parent liaison, family liaison / student engagement counselor. That's what I am. That's my title over there. But I also get parents involved to connect with the parents, and that's what I've been doing all my life, doing small fry basketball, the whole thing, talking to parents, all that. So that I could do all day long, and just being able to talk to a parent and let them know about the child's attendance, their behavior in the building, conducive with the team, the whole nine. So just being able to attach something to them and just being a breath of fresh air to see for the kids to come in. And I'm gonna transition that over into, I watched my mom do that because my mom was attached to our school at the time. My mom was in the entertainment field, where she was a radio personality, a disc jockey at the time here in Chicago. And I watched, she had a organization called Perfect. It was a perfect production organization. It was called the Jam Club, was the name of the club, joining academics and music. So what she would do was you would have to keep a C or better average in order to join the club. And if you joined the club, you got in, you would be able to she would attach you to some of the events that she did around the city. New Edition concerts, skating parties, bowling parties, backstage. When I say New Edition concerts, you go to the concert, then it was a meet and greet at the hotel before, or something at the end, that type of thing. So I watched how kids' eyes used to light up when she used to come around and do that, and I sit back at a kid and you watch that. And being able to bring that type of joy to kids because you have opened the door for them. So I've always wanted to be able to do that. So I watched her do it, and that's what I'm able to do now with kids in high school, going to the high school levels now, being able to open up doors. You doing the Jordan camps, doing the Jordan events, doing the Rise camps. I would love to attach. I was always loved to be attached to those things because now I can open up a door, have a kid come and be a part of those type of things at no cost.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing about what I love about, and it reminds you, it was a different world back then.
Yeah.
Being able to not charge kids.
Yeah, of course.
Because remember, all those pros that I just talked about earlier, they never charged for their camps. I worked all those camps, they never charged. All the events that you did, all the events with Jordan Brand, all the non-for-profit organizations, I've done stuff around the city, but there was never a charge for that.
Yeah.
And which is why I'm careful now about how I plant my seeds and who I attach myself to this day, because I've never charged for anything.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this is what my wife says, and I have to add this part. You can't decide what people spend their money on. All you can do is share the information. Because once upon a time, I would never even post a flyer with a price on there. Because the last thing I want somebody to think that, what, or Chuck charging her this for me? No, I'm sharing the information of someone else is doing, and I'm just getting it out there.
Yep.
That's all it is. So you can't decide what people are spending money on, because all you can do is share the information. It's up to them. And if they call and ask you about that, you explain to them, well, hey, you know what? I'm just helping somebody out. This is just a free flyer that a flyer that I'm posting for someone. I'm just sharing it on my page. I'm not involved in it.
Yep.
That's
Not really. You're like, hey, I'm just the messenger.
yeah, I'm just a messenger, man. So
I definitely want to ask though, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Just as far as just like, you've done a lot. Like you are community. Chuck is community. You say Chuck, you attach to community, look in the dictionary, bam, see Chuck's face, right?
Thank you.
Now, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, what do you want your legacy to be, here in Chicago? Because like I said, Chicago is home.
It is.
It is home. It is, and it's funny because you talk to people and they're like, oh, I'm haven't left Chicago. I've been here for, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, right?
Right.
But all those people that have been there for these years, Chicago's a big city, but it's small. Everyone says it's small, and everyone knows Chuck. And I want just kind of like your perspective, like what do you want your legacy just to be? And present. And people are like, oh, what's your legacy when you're gone? No, Chuck's still alive. Chuck's still alive, right? What do you want your legacy to be right now? Because I have a small definition of what it is, but it would be, not even close to what you can probably provide for who you are and what that is.
Man, it's so funny because I literally heard a guy say something to me on the phone one day that I hadn't talked to in a long time, and it actually sent a chill through my body because it actually felt good to know that someone paid attention to that. And his exact words were, man, Chuck, man, you've never, ever, ever changed, man, who you are. You've always been the same, no matter what anyone has done. The minute I seen you, I've always seen you. You've always been a stand-up, same type of dude, no matter what. That was everything, and I never expect that coming from him.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that he's a bad guy. I'm not saying nothing about, but it was just good to know that someone's in the back paying attention to how you move, or how you go, or how you do things. I'm like, wow, now there's somebody I don't see on an everyday basis that's and been paying attention to what I do. And then I had another friend of mine call and say, man, Chuck, man, if I'd have had you, and my man Briggs, I had to always name Briggs because he the one helped to get our kids together. He was like, man, if I'd have had you, man, my whole basketball life would have probably went different, man. Y'all was different. I didn't know you when I was a shorty. I didn't know you when I was short. Now, mind you, don't get me wrong. I tell people to this day, I'm not a trainer. I don't take the trainer identity. When a parent calls me and reaches out to me about training and doing stuff, I recommend them to people, or I'll send her somewhere and let them know what something I have. Now, mind you, I'm from a different cloth. Now, I trained my son and had my son. Of
course.
And you know my son.
There's
that's
different
a whole
rules when
world.
It comes from a son to a trainer.
It's a whole other world, and the world was different. And I don't even have that type of time like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm somewhere else in my life now, and I'm different, and I'm doing different things now. But like you said, you talking about, for just from a legacy standpoint, that I was, and I'm 4 kids, no matter what. I don't care. But what I had to learn in what I do is that, and I had a struggle with this. You can't save everybody. And I struggle with that, bro. I really struggled with that. But what I love about what God did was, and this is what I love about all the different not-for-profits that I work with, Chuck knows that everybody knows me as Chuck, Coach Chuck, and they know I'm a basketball dude. I'm gonna do basketball, and I'm gonna get you in this basketball stuff, and I'm gonna get whatever I can for you. But what about that kid that don't play basketball? What do you have for them, Coach Chuck? What about that kid that doesn't care that ball is bouncing, or doesn't want to watch those 5 or 6 kids run up, or those 10 kids run up and down the court? What do you have for them? Well, the support group has YPAM, Advancing Young Leaders, Financial Literacy, the HER program with Project Swish, developing our youth. They have culinary, different things like that. That other organizations offer and could bring. That they're gonna have. I'm gonna do the sports part for them.
Yeah.
But for that mom who has a kid that's into art, there's an artsy kid. I like me being at Diet now. Diet is an art school. So that parent now I can open up the pathways for them. I can put you in theater. I can put you in the dance program. I could get you a podcasting, different stuff like that. So I like to be able to do those things, which is why I think God transitioned me over into high school as well, because but my name being attached to so many different organizations, the stuff that I do, I'm able to open up that door for that kid. My baby don't play no basketball, Coach Chuck. What else you got for him to do? Well, what does he like to do? He likes to draw. He likes to do gaming. Oh, well, guess what? The support group offers this. Developing Our Youth offers this. Project Swish offers this. these are the other things. I got something for you, baby. I got something for you. I got something for you. I got something for you. That's what I like to be able to say. I like to be able to say that.
That's man. That's like I wasn't expecting that one at all.
Yeah,
That's a phenomenal answer to give, man. That's again, you're not just reaching out just to that sport.
Everybody.
Kid, you're reaching out to everybody, and I think a lot of kids, especially now, need that. They need that a lot right now. It's just so much negative that's around them to where it's just like they need something, just at least one thing, just to have them focus on just getting the negative that's around them.
They do, and it's so much, and that's another thing I learned dealing with high school now. You see so many things that is bigger than school.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. For this kid, it's bigger than getting up and just getting to school at 8 o'clock. Because from the time he leaves school, he got a whole nother world in life he's living outside of coming across our doors, trying to be there for attendance in school every day. If that makes sense. And the structure and the curriculum that we're supposed to be giving him. Man, that kid didn't eat that morning. That kid took a bath in cold water. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came to school. He had to get in the shower, in a cold shower, but guess what? He didn't have any toiletries to put on. He didn't have any lotion or deodorant to put on. Mr. Neely, Mr. Neely, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, what you need? What's going on? I need some deodorant. You guys need deodorant? I absolutely do. Come on, Mom, right here. Come on. I absolutely do. I need a toothbrush too. I got you. Come on, right here. Yeah, stuff like that. That's what I deal with on a daily basis. Not daily, but you deal with those types of situations.
No.
And I talked this over with my sister before she passed about how comfortable people be. The girls are, but sharing certain information about their personal, monthly visitors and
Hygiene and all that stuff.
Yeah. But CPS and the guidelines and the way things are today. Once upon a time, that was a conversation you could have with somebody, and that was cool. But now you have to have that. If you were a girl, I'm gonna call in a third person because this girl may be fine sharing this with me. Miss Davis, could you step in here for a minute, please? Yeah. Now, could you repeat that, please? Because now you have another ear.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
That's rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Now I'm fine and she's fine.
Yeah.
But somebody else is over there going, oh, what the hell is that talking about?
Exactly. 100%. Yeah.
Not knowing that.
No, I think in this day and age, at all costs, you got to protect yourself as well.
Yeah,
at all costs. So it's just an extra layer.
Yeah, and I'm cool with
protection.
Absolutely fine with it. And where we are today, they understand. Yeah, come on there, guys. Come on there. It's so funny because years ago, I remember when I first had to do that, I went on other schools. And what's wrong with this? I say, no, she's in here talking about something that I need somebody to come here to say. He went, what is it? Kind of found out she was sharing with me about her issue was going on at home. I had to pull in there. So I was like, was you okay with that? She's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah. No. 1000%.
So yeah, man. She was like,
yeah.
Just being able to thank you, man. Thank you for always throwing the rope back. Like I said, man, I want to thank you for. I'm so glad we met. Like I said, the game of basketball brought us together, man, and the shoe game. And what we are. I appreciate you and who you are, and always being there for me and the kids, and knowing and respecting me enough to know what I do, and being able to acknowledge that in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Being everything that you've done, you've always tried to bring me in and attach me to that. And I really appreciate that itself. And like I've always told you, even before, I can remember when going through some times that you was going through, I called your phone, was like, hey, when you put a call in, I got you just like you've had me over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
I said, and you was like, okay, I appreciate that, Chuck. I appreciate that. Because that was going to be just like that. And we've talked about some other things that's going to go just like that.
Yep, exactly. No, exactly.
And I'm going to make sure that happens no matter what, bro. No matter what, I'm going to make sure that happens all day long. Because you've always give back, man. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you, man.
That, man, yeah.
I'm just going to end it with this one, like at the outro, and be good. We'll be all good. So I'm just going to do an outro. Then we'll be like.
Oh, you going to say what you going to say?
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So recently we, pulled up in our SOAR truck. We do our SOAR exhibition tour. Mm-hmm. You gave us the opportunity to, bring out our truck. We had the basketball hoop set up.
Yes.
Had the kids come out. They were playing knockout. Yes. They were playing 3-on-3 basketball games. I mean, and these kids were going at it.
They loved it.
It's just again, I think that comes back to just like the the mentality of just like it's basketball, but it's attached to Chicago, so it's Chicago basketball. All they wanted to do, they could have played on anything.
Yes.
But we came out with a hoop and
Yes.
everything, and they were excited. And so just like wanted to talk a little bit more about that, how they were feeling. You know, after the fact that we came out, and we gave out some T-shirts and stuff, showing schools love. We're going to be doing that a lot more, especially in Chicago. Summertime Shy is the best time.
Yes,
I will stand on
absolutely.
that on this city, going against any other city.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the Summertime Shy, but just how are they feeling afterwards after we came through and kind of show some love to them?
So first of all, thank you for coming. And that was an event that we had that we attached you guys to, and we were so grateful that you guys were able to come out. We did a empowerment day for our school. So it was a diet empowerment day for our school where we divided the boys and the girls up, all ages, all grade levels, where we were able to have the kids come out, and we brought out different business leaders and programming around that. Nike was able to come out. We had a cologne making station where we had them come out. We had a yoga making station where it was able to come out. There was a girls empowerment piece that they did. We had a Free Lunch Academy came out. Free Lunch Academy Calvin came out and did his piece where he talked about inspiring and motivating kids and giving them different options and things to do. Talked about his stories and what he started with, how he became who he became. So it was just a great day. And then you guys put up with the truck. I just thought that was absolutely one of the greatest pieces, in my opinion, because it was a beautiful day outside. You guys brought the truck out. Had the truck is set up with the rims on the side. Diet has a shared space with the Park District, which we have a gang of room for your truck to come out. So that was actually a blessing. And fast forward to when you guys come back for our field day on the 3rd of June, we have another spot for you guys to come in too, where Sora come in and where you guys will be able to possibly put a court down and do what you do with the rollout rims and the whole nine. So that's a whole different thing. So the energy that you guys brought to that was phenomenal. The kids absolutely loved it. It was so crazy because talked about rotations. There were a few kids that were there that were not supposed to be out there because their schedules said that they should have been somewhere else.
They just wanted to play basketball.
That's what they wanted to play basketball. And it's so crazy because my assistant principal was calling me on the phone. He was texting me names, and I was like, yes, he's here with me. Yes, he's here with me. Yes, he's here. Okay, let him stay. Let him stay.
Get your butt back.
Anybody else who would have been there? He'd say, they what you need to let them stay, Neely. Let them stay. I say, I got them. They're good. And they're behaving and acting how they're supposed to act, so they're good.
That's good, man.
No, it was good, man. Yeah, that was a great day, man. That was a great day. Great day for SOAR, great day for Diet. I appreciate the collaboration and the partnership they was able to create with that. And looking forward to doing more things in the future with that, because that could definitely it's going to turn into something big with kids in the community, I promise you.
Yeah, for sure. And we look forward to coming back, man, for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me.
This was SOAR Unscripted. This is another one for the books. Appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all.